Good morning.
Good morning.
How's everyone doing this morning? I'm glad to hear it, and I'd like to welcome you to this special service. It is a very special service for us at Hope Unitarian Church. Today is our flower communion, and I'll explain more about what that is in a little bit, but it's also Mother's Day. So we've come to celebrate the spring and the beauty of all the spring and mothers. And I know what you're saying. Wow, that really looks pretty up front. I'd like to grab a picture. If you can non-invasively take pictures, feel free to take pictures throughout the service. And just because I'm not, you might be thinking, Justin, you're so pretty. Should you be in all the pictures? I don't need to be in all the pictures, but just find and take pictures as you would like. In Unitarian Universalism, we try to center on the concept of love. Love is a power that holds us together at the root of our shared values. Being rooted in love, we believe that all human beings should be treated with dignity and respect. On this hill, we seek hope, love, justice together in community. And whoever you are, whomever you love, wherever you are on your spiritual journey, in whatever your life circumstances, you are welcome here. At this time, I'd invite you all to rise and body your spirit as you feel called to sing our opening and gathering hymn. We are here
Together in this holy moment, and we're grateful for the winding road that brought us to this place. And we're grateful for the winding road that brought us to this
It is tradition in Unitarian Universalist churches to turn off your cell phone. Where's the wick? Huh. It is tradition in Unitarian Universalist churches to have some fun during service, however that looks, and to light a chalice. And when we do that, we say these words. We light this beacon of hope, sign of our quest for truth and meaning in celebration of the life we share together. You may be seated. Wasn't that a fun opening? I love excitement. To all the mothers who cared for us, we thank you. To all the mothers who through loss continue to traverse a painful world day to day. To all the single fathers who had to pull double duty, we thank you. To all the aunties and the grandmas who stepped into motherhood because of need, we thank you. To all the LGBTQ couples who struggled for years to adopt and finally had the opportunity to do so, we thank you. To all the gay couples that fulfill both roles, we thank you. To all the non-binary parents who don't match the stereotypes of what tradition would tell us to look for, we thank you. This Mother's Day, let us remember that binaries don't raise our children. People do. And people don't always fit into simple paradigms. Let's say our covenant together. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek truth in love, and to help one another. I would again invite you to rise in body or spirit as you feel so called. We're going to sing hymn number 305, and I invite you to sing along. Be seated.
Good morning. Happy Mother's Day. And I was going to list all those wonderful types of mothers, but Justin did a great job, so I'm not going to repeat it. But happy Mother's Day. Today is Flower Communion, and like Justin said, we'll talk about that more later, but don't worry if you didn't bring a flower. We got plenty. Next, I'm saying because my friend told me that I say too much when I do the announcements. So, what?
No, he did.
Yes, he did. So if you want to count my ums, go ahead. I'm really trying not to say as much as I normally do. A week from today is our annual congregational meeting, and I hope you'll come. It's after church, and there will be food, so you won't be starving during the meeting. We'll have a sack lunch like we did last year, and please come. And there will be childcare, yes, so don't use that as an excuse. You need to come. You don't get to complain if you don't vote. I mean, you can complain, but it doesn't have as much oomph because you didn't participate. This is a democracy, this church. So please come. Here I go. I said, oh, this time. I didn't say, oh. The Women's Issues Group is giving us an easy way to share a thought with our elected representatives. There are postcards available on the table in the fellowship hall. But they have stamps, they have everything. All you gotta do is just write a note. So they're making it easy for us. So please fill out a postcard. Game night is Thursday night, the 15th. Bring a snack to share. Come and play games, whatever games you want to play. I mean board games. I'm not talking about games. So you play games, kids come, they play games, sometimes separate from us, sometimes together, but it's a fun night. That's Thursday night, 6 p.m. The Programs Council meeting is Tuesday evening, and not enough people show up to that meeting. We talk about all the programs at the church. We coordinate calendars. We think of new ways, fun ways to raise money. It's a good meeting, and y'all need to be there. Now, the chair of each committee is technically, that's who the members of the Programs Council is. But if you're a chair and you can't come, send one of your committee members. People need to know what's going on. Thank you. That's Tuesday night at 7 p.m. The membership committee is working on updating our directory, and they'd like to have a picture of as many people as possible. Because sometimes you just hear a name and you have no idea who that is. So you flip, flip, flip. Oh yeah, that's James Donovan. Okay. And you're really picking on me then. Yes, I am. Because I need a friend to pick on. The last thing is, not enough people have signed up for this month's Feed the Homeless. We have a couple of people who usually come that are going to be out of town. So if you can serve at the day center on Saturday, please sign up. There's a to cook too? Not this Saturday, the 17th. That's this Saturday. And this coming Saturday, the 17th. They need, and there is a sign-up sheet on the on Morgan's desk, on the administrator's desk. And I'm to ask Larry to come on up because he has something to share with us.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Larry Vandiver, and I'm a member here. And I want to read you a poem I'm sure many of you are familiar with. And at the end, I'll explain why I read it, or you will probably figure it out. First, they came for the socialist, and I did not speak up, for I was not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unions. I did not speak up because I was not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak up, for I was not a Jew. And then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak up. Action is having an event at, let's see, Harvard Avenue Christian Church on June the 1st at 3 in the afternoon. Gail and I have pledged to get at least 10 people from Hope to show up. And I know more than 10 of you care about speaking up for people. So we do hope to see you there. Thank you.
What's the event about?
Oh, I should tell you that. Immigration. And these are perilous times even for those of us who are not immigrants.
This is by Reverend Rod Richards. On this Mother's Day, we recognize the vast spectrum of experience and often complicated feelings that surround such a celebration. We honor those mothers and mother figures in our lives that have loved, supported, encouraged, and instructed us, and we seek to share these gifts with others. We mourn with those who mourn the loss of a mother and mothers who mourn the loss of a child, whether separated by death or estrangement. We welcome and celebrate the mothers in our midst, recognizing all the strength and wisdom and stamina and love that motherhood requires. We tenderly hold and share the grief of those who want children but cannot have them. We recognize and support those women who choose not to have children, as they are aware that all too often motherhood is implicitly, if erroneously, held up as a fulfillment of womanhood. And we seek to honor whoever we find ourselves today across this vast spectrum of experience, and to feel the compassion that embraces us within this silence that we now enter into and share together.
A long time ago in China, there was a boy named Ping who loved flowers. Anything he planted burst into bloom. Up came flowers, bushes, and even big fruit trees, as if by magic. Everyone in the kingdom loved flowers too. They planted them everywhere, and the air smelled like perfume. The emperor loved birds and animals, but flowers most of all, and he tended his own garden every day. But the emperor was very old. He needed to choose a successor to the throne. Who would his successor be? And how would the emperor choose? Because the emperor loved flowers so much, he decided to let the flowers choose. The next day, a proclamation was issued. All the children in the land were to come to the palace. There they would be given special flower seeds by the emperor. Whoever can show me their best in a year's time will succeed me to the throne. This news created great excitement throughout the land. Children from all over the country swarmed to the palace to get their flower seeds. All the parents wanted their children to be chosen emperor, and all the children hoped they would be chosen too. When Ping received his seed from the emperor, he was the happiest child of all. He was sure he could grow the most beautiful flower. Ping filled a flower pot with rich soil. He planted the seed in it very carefully. He watered it every day. He couldn't wait to see it sprout, grow, and blossom into a beautiful flower. But day after day passed, but nothing grew in his pot. Ping was very worried. He put new soil into a bigger pot. Then he transferred the seed into the rich black soil. Another 2 months he waited. Still, nothing happened. By and by, the whole year passed. Spring came, and all the children put on their best clothes to greet the emperor. They rushed to the palace with their beautiful flowers, eagerly hoping to be chosen. Ping was ashamed of his empty pot. He thought the other children would laugh at him because, for once, he couldn't get a flower to grow. His clever friend ran by, holding a great big plant. "Ping," he said, "you're not really going to the emperor with an empty pot, are you? Couldn't you grow a great big flower like mine?" "I've grown lots of flowers better than yours," Ping said. "It's just this seed won't grow." Ping's father overheard this and said, "You did your best, and your best is good enough to present to the emperor." Holding the empty pot in his hands, Ping went straight away to the palace. The emperor was looking at the flowers slowly, one by one. How beautiful all the flowers were, but the emperor was frowning and did not say a word. Finally, he came to Ping. Ping hung his head in shame, expecting to be punished. The emperor asked him, "Why did you bring an empty pot?" Ping started to cry and replied, "I planted the seed you gave me, and I watered it every day, but it didn't sprout. I put it in a better pot with better soil, but still it didn't sprout. I tended it all year long, but nothing grew. So today, I had to bring an empty pot without a flower. It was the best I could do." When the emperor heard these words, a smile slowly spread across his face, and he put his arm around Ping. Then he exclaimed to one and all, "I have found him! I have found the one person worthy of being emperor. Where you got your seeds from, I do not know, for the seeds I gave you had all been cooked, so it was impossible for any of them to grow." I admire Ping's great courage to appear before me with the empty truth, and now I reward him with my entire kingdom and make him emperor of all the land.
Today I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Unitarian minister Norbert Chapek. Has anyone ever heard of Norbert Chapek? He was not born a Unitarian. His father was agnostic. Does anyone know what that means? Someone shout out what go ahead. Someone who doesn't know or doesn't know about God. His father was an agnostic. Now, Chapek, his first stop was not the Unitarian Church, like many of us here. Chapek's first stop was the Catholic Church. Then, after many years, he decided he would become a Baptist. As a Baptist, he founded a lot of churches in Europe, from Ukraine to Budapest. However, over time, he became more liberal. Does anyone know what that means? Quaid. Anyone else? Let's say someone with an open mind. But thank you both for responding. Someone with an open mind. And over time, he became more liberal, and the authorities in Europe started to take notice of him. At that time, he was in Germany, and it was about 1914, and he decided it was probably time to leave before he got in trouble. So he made his way to New York City, where he continued to work as a Baptist. By 1919, he could no longer in good conscience preach for a Baptist church. And in 1921, more than 100 years ago, he began attending a Unitarian church. I'm looking at this feller fight with a dog. You get all kinds of wild animals up here. After joining the church, he decided he would preach Unitarianism. And at the end of World War I, he returned to his native Czechoslovakia and lived in a city called Prague. Does anyone know where Prague is? We got some people. How about y'all? Do y'all know Prague is? Where Prague is? Where's Prague? Czechoslovakia. Does anyone know where Czechoslovakia is? It's somewhere in Europe. Over the years, his church had an upwards of 3,200 people. Can you imagine trying to put 3,200 people in this building? But even though it was much bigger, his church was like our church. It believed a lot of different things about God, about nature, about how we're supposed to be one to another. It believed a lot of different things about science and everything else. So they were a lot like our church. And they didn't have a traditional Christian communion service, which was great for some people, but other people really missed some kind of communion service at the church. So Chapek came up with what he called a flower service. This is what he did. He asked everyone to bring a flower to the church, to find a flower wherever you could find a flower, and to bring the flower forward and put it with all the other flowers. Then he invited everyone to come forward during the service, and we'll have a special time for this, and take a different flower from the flower you brought. One of the things I always notice about Unitarian Universalist communions, they're less about receiving something and more about giving things. So we give and we bring from ourselves. This became known as a flower communion. Chapek was a visionary, and in more ways than one. He led a church ahead of its time, a bold church that believed in freedom of thought, that they could make the world a better place. It was a church that was willing to take risks and make tough decisions, to bear disappointments, and to build a new way. First by building a church, and then by building up a world, a better world. Norbert Chapek continued to serve the congregation, and then came World War II. Has anyone ever studied about World War II in school? During World War II, he was serving in Czechoslovakia, and he was invited by the American Unitarians to come to the United States, but he chose not to. In fact, his wife came to the United States and his son, but he and his daughter stayed in Czechoslovakia. At a certain point in the war, the Nazi Germany occupied Czechoslovakia. And he stayed. His wife Maja trying to raise money to help continue support free thought in Nazi-controlled Czechoslovakia. Because of his preaching, he and his daughter were arrested by the Gestapo. Does anyone know who they are? The Gestapo were the Nazi secret police. They were the ones who came and arrested you if you thought differently from the people around you. They took him and his daughter to a concentration camp called Dachau. In Dachau, even though he was starving and being tortured, he held a flower ceremony with his fellow prisoners, finding whatever flowers they could among the weeds of the camp. Before the conclusion of the war, he was killed in Dachau. In 1940, his wife brought the flower ceremony, what we now call flower communion, to the United States. What we're about to do is not just a historical reenactment of something over and done, but an affirmation of the continuity with the generations of struggle for ever-widening liberty. Chapek is theologically our ancestor, and we are living out the work of our ancestors while we do this. Now, this flower ceremony, though lovely, isn't a diversion from the ugly reality of the world that we live in, but a gentle fierceness which proclaims that in the midst of sinister days, there is always the light of beauty. We are here not to recall something that happened, but to remember something that is happening, to remember to put it back together again. And in that remembering, may we put ourselves back together again. Each is part of the body of this community, as was once said by David Ferenc, out of many, one. Today we celebrate this ritual of solemnity and joy. As Chapek asked his people to bring a flower and celebrate beauty, so shall we. And this is how we'll do it. In a moment, we're going to have some beautiful music. And in that when that music starts, I would like to invite those of us who first have, let's say, don't get around as quickly as others. And I will invite you first to come and take a flower from all the flowers. After that, I would like to honor our children here, who have been so wonderful today. Let's give the kids a hand. You're going to come second, okay? So when I point at you all come up. And then after that, I'm assuming adults can figure out the best way to do this. So come and start forming a line here. The song that is going to be sung for our flower communion is Pure Imagination. And Larry Cochran, who is one of our beautiful voices in the choir, is going to sing this song for us. Larry is singing this song in honor of his wife who recently passed away, Deb Cochran. So we thank you so much for sharing with us, Larry. And at this time, I will invite those of us who struggle to ambulate first to come and gather a flower.
Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look, and you'll see into your imagination. We'll begin with a spin, traveling in the world of my creation. What you'll see will defy explanation. If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to do it. Want to change the world, there's nothing to it. There is no, I know, to compare with pure imagination. Living there, you'll be free if you truly wish to be. If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to do it. Want to change the world, there's nothing to it. There is no love I know to compare with your imagination. Living there, you'll be free if you truly wish to be.
This is a blessing written by Norbert Chapek. Infinite Spirit of life, we ask thy blessing on these, thy messengers of fellowship and love. May they remind us amid diversities of knowledge and of gifts to be one in desire and affection, in devotion of thy holy will. May they also remind us of the value of comradeship, of doing and sharing alike. May we cherish friendship as one of the most precious gifts. May we not let awareness of others' talents discourage us or sully our relationship, but may we realize that whatever we can do, great or small, the efforts of all of us are needed to do thy work in this world. At this time, I'm going to invite Nia before us. I told her this is one of those intergenerational services where it's important to hear words from the director of religious education, and I asked her to just reflect for us for a moment.
Good morning. So I have been teasing Justin all week about how he never told me in the job interview that this was part of what I would be doing. So here we go. To my greatest gifts, my children, who inspire me every day to be who I am. Today, on this special day of honoring mothers, I want to take a moment to reflect on what it means to be a mother and what motherhood has meant to me. Being a mother is a journey that defies simple definition. It is grounding and stretching, exhausting and energizing, heartbreaking, healing, and ultimately a sacred evolution into the best parts of who I was born to be. Motherhood has taught me how to live in contradiction, to hold joy and worry in the same breath, to love without condition while setting boundaries, to guide my children even as I learn day by day how to let them go. From the very first moment I became a mother, something inside me shifted. My heart widened, my sense of presence deepened, and suddenly I was responsible not only for the care of another being, but for their soul, their spirit, their becoming. Their joys became my joys, their wounds my wounds, and I carry them with me in ways they may never fully understand. Motherhood is also a mirror. It reflects my strengths and reveals my shadows. It pulls at old wounds and asks me to mother the younger version of myself. The part of me still learning, still healing, still growing. It demands more patience than I always have. It offers me strength I never knew I carried. There's a sacred ordinariness for motherhood in the everyday things, packing lunches, answering questions, wiping tears, celebrating the tiniest victories. It's in the whispered prayers, the tired sighs, the quiet presence we offer, even when no one is watching. And though the world may not always pause to honor this invisible work, today we do. Today we see it and we honor it. Being a mother is not about being perfect. It's about showing up imperfectly, honestly, and with love. It's about growing alongside our children, learning who they are while continuing to become who we are meant to be. And its best, motherhood is not just about raising children, it's about becoming more human, more whole, and more deeply connected to our families, our communities, and ourselves. So today, to all the mothers and mother figures, thank you for the quiet strength, your fierce love, your everyday miracles. Happy Mother's Day.
Give us a moment. At Hope Unitarian Church, we take up a collection every Sunday. The collection does multiple things. It is an opportunity for us to pay our pledge. It's an opportunity for us to donate to the church. But at Hope Unitarian Church, it's more than that. It's an opportunity for us to give to a community organization. Each Sunday, or each month, we choose a special organization to donate this month's plate to. If you would like to donate directly to the generosity recipient that I'm going to talk about in a moment, you can, if you're writing a check, write generosity on the memo line. If you're putting cash in, just put in cash. And if you would like to pay your pledge with cash, you're welcome to put it in an envelope that will be provided. This month's generosity recipient is the Coffee Bunker. The Coffee Bunker works with veterans who are struggling to make sense of their lives as they've come home from war, trying to figure out how to live in the dual reality where they were taught to do something very difficult and taught a skill that's not always as useful here. The Coffee Bunker gives veterans a place to talk. It gives veterans a place to work. It gives veterans a place to figure out who they are as they live in this dual reality. So I would invite you all to share or to give with hope for the future and grace towards the world around us. We build on foundations we did not lay. We warm ourselves at fires we did not light. We sit in the shade of trees we did not plant. We drink from wells we did not dig. We profit from persons we did not know. We are ever bound in community. Our final hymn will be hymn number 30 in your hymnal. It's a song called Over My Head. I invite you to rise in body or spirit as you feel so called. But may we realize that whatever we can do, great or small, the efforts of all of us are needed to do thy work in this world. Go in peace.